This show made possible in part by F&M Bank, fmbankok.com, and Chisholm Trail Technology Center, cttc.edu. This is an exciting show because I have the legendary Chris Cameron with Lippard Auction. Is it Lippard Auction Company? What is it?
Well, we actually just rebranded it. It's a great question. Lippard Real Estate and Auctions. There you go.
Multitasking over here.
That's right.
This is I love auctions. You know, anybody that knows me knows I have a big history with auctions and things from years past, and it has changed a lot. I mean, well, let me even back up more. Chris is from Hennessy. You're a Hennessy grad. Your family grew up here. You've got many brothers doing other things.
That is correct. Many.
Yeah. Hard to keep track of. And then you're also a referee.
I am. We try and keep that quiet, but yeah, I am a referee.
Yeah. Be kind. Okay. I mean, do you do all sports or just basketball?
I do football, basketball, and I actually started doing a little bit of volleyball this year. So
really,
used to do baseball.
I've only seen you in basketball.
Yeah, so that's my main.
Good for you. The problem with basketball, the crowd's too close.
See, and that's the part I really like. I like the people right on top of you, and it's like this. So I like that part.
So auctions, we all know where you go to the barn or stand in front of a house and you guys hold up something and auction it off, and that's still a thing. But it's changing.
It's changed a lot. Yeah. From those days, since I started, so I've been doing it about 9 years.
Right.
And so, when I first started, we would show up to a house, drag everything out of the house, put it on the tables, hold it up and start spinning and selling.
Yep.
And when we're done, we'd sell the house. And so, nowadays it is a lot different. We don't really do like I told you, we actually sold the box, so we really don't do a lot of content estate type where we sell a lot of those items like that. We strictly push those into an online format pretty much.
Yep. And anything is online. I learned a little bit about online. Ivan will insert a picture of our studio that's full of the stuff we bought at an auction for our new building that we'll tell you about soon. But it's fun. It's a lot of fun. I've done eBay, but I hadn't done a live like the stuff we bought here.
Live online.
Yes, and it's addicting. In fact, I had like 18 lots I was going to bid on, and I added like 5 or 6 as it was going on because hey, this is cool. I'm getting a good deal.
And all of a sudden,
then I had to go and install it all, so that wasn't so much fun. So why is online a good deal? What's the benefits of this thing?
Well, so what I tell people, my sales pitch to those people is where we used to show up to your house and drag your stuff out. We affectionately say 50 of your or 100 of your closest friends and relatives were coming and buying your stuff.
For nothing.
For not a lot. I mean, we used to go in a room, we couldn't sell stuff. We'd say, all right, $1. He'd get $1 now, 2, now 3.
Right.
And now, really when COVID hit, it shoved us to that online platform, and the numbers are, like we spoke earlier, a really good auction nowadays, we're exposing those to upwards of 30 to 35,000 people in that final week. We'll try and do an auction, we'll start it, and then we try and run it through a couple of Sundays, maybe 3, and then we'll close that out of an evening, and then 6 o'clock, like you said, it starts rolling through there, and you gotta kind of hang on and bid on what you want. But we're now exposing that instead of your friends and relatives. Now we're exposing it to.
So you've opened the audience to literally the world. Anybody that can get online can buy this stuff rather than just the guy next door that came over to get a deal.
That's right, and it's helped. Now you don't know necessarily who you're bidding against, so it doesn't bother you to buy something. That's kind of changed it a little bit. And it's also, like we talked about, it's opened up the fact that we now have a shipping department there at our home base there in Enid. It's a shipping department where we're shipping across the country.
So you buy stuff, and they'll box it up and send it to you, and that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, but it's not just like stuff auctions. You also sell farms. You sell we were talking earlier. I called it retail real estate, but it's
Traditional listings.
Well,
Yep.
So say I wanted to sell my house. I mean, what's the process? Would you just say, "I need to do an auction," or would you consult, or what?
So we love the auction. Obviously, we want to try and, but it's since we have the traditional listing aspect as well. We're going to come sit down with whoever that person is and discuss all of it from ins and outs. Who's involved? Who can make the decisions? Do you owe? Do you not owe? All of those questions, and hopefully we're going to guide you to, hey, you know what? Yeah, an auction really is going to be if it's a timely thing. A lot of times we'll push to the auction because we'll set a date, we'll bring them to you, and everything's going to sell a little timelier as opposed to.
It's more of a consultation to find the best way, not just this is what we do. You need to.
Yeah, no, we like to think we're trying to help and assist the best we can to try and guide you to that, to the end game, which is getting the most out of the assets you've built a lifetime.
I remember
gathering
when
around.
Troy Lippard is your chief.
That's the
whatever-
guy.
whatever
He's
you
the
call
boss.
him. But I remember when Troy started with his little pickup truck thing in the back, and he
Yep.
would sell. I've called them junk sales and things, and now he's like the industry leader in the region. It's
He's a good dude.
Yeah.
He does it right. I think, I tell people when I'm sitting with them, the reason I work I keep doing that. It's normally over here.
on the other side.
Normally, the reason I went to work for him is he does really work as hard to sell your cabinets as opposed to, 800 acres. I mean, he's just that guy.
The Troy and Angie are a class act, and
Yep.
they are very strict on procedures
That's
and,
right.
and how things are done. And
Do it
that's,
right.
That's what separated them from the herd.
It's what drew me to Lippard. Yeah, it was. I looked around and it was a pretty easy choice for me though. And all the guys that work for us now, I feel like it's a family, and everybody kind of feels the same way. I think they're gonna work as hard to sell whatever you got, whether it's stuff, whether it's your house, whether it's your land that you've gathered.
So you also do consignment sales.
Correct.
Like when we get done with all of our stuff that's taking up our studio here, that we would just send it over to you and you just take care of it, and we pick up the check. So
That's right. We've got 2 large facilities in Enid that are constantly, there's either people pulling in, backing up, and dropping stuff off, or there's people pulling in, backing up, and taking stuff out that they've purchased.
And you also have your little location ones. I know there's one.
Yeah,
in
so I've
Tennessee.
kind of built we've got an auction location in Enid out by Troy's house where they've got some acreage out there where we take some equipment and some of the bigger stuff. But I've been pretty fortunate down Highway 81 here from Hennessy to Kingfisher, even Okarche, that I've got some people that have let me put some spots out there where we bring large equipment in and do some consigning.
Very, very cool.
Yeah,
Lots
it's
of
worked out really
options.
well.
Lots of options. So what do you got? You've got some flyers here.
Yeah, well-
you've seen their flyers around town.
Yep.
And you still do that.
Yeah,
You know,
we still. So this is something we put together for, if we're selling land for people, and it just gives a description, pictures, kind of tells about all the legal descriptions and the tracks.
And you do all the artwork and the things that are needed to present it in the best way. It looks like you have a drone for sure.
Yeah, so most of us can drone. We have some drone. We have a drone company that works for us as well that does quite a bit of that. But I think a lot of people bankers, accountants, attorneys. I think most of them, if you ask them, I think they'll tell you our marketing is really what we feel like and they feel like separates us from a lot of the others.
The mailing list, I don't know what you said, you had well over 100,000
Yeah.
that you
Yeah,
you
we now
announce an auction at
it hits. So there's and you know how it works better than me. That's why I leave that. I try and affectionately say I'm a pretty face out selling. So it is what it's what it is. They handle that, and I know, like, we get the analytics. They send the data and analytics to us, and as a seller, you receive that as well, and it tells you how many people are actually going into your auction.
where
And
they
so
live,
yeah.
kind of an age
Yeah,
demographic.
we can pull up the map of the U.S. and it tells you where they're coming from and where the buyers and the bidders are coming from. It's it's really nice because we know strategically if you're selling this item, we have a really good experience with this group of people. And so we can go find those people and bring them to you or bring them to your item.
That's cool. I know I've been to quite a few of your auctions. And the cool thing about it is, I think this is how it works, is that if I went to, say, a lawnmower auction, I'm not getting pestered with big giant land auction emails. I'm getting specific notifications for the things I have interest in.
That's right. We can direct those right
neat.
to you.
Because if you're not, you're going to get not. I don't want to be on this mailing list anymore because I'm getting all this other
and we
junk,
get both sides of that, right? I mean, we get the people that are like, listen, cut the emails out. Or we get people that are like, hey, I used to get the emails and I'm not getting them. So it works both ways. I know once you're on there, it's hard to get off.
Lots of options. I love it. I appreciate you carrying on the tradition of auctioning, even though it's moving in different directions. I mean, you're moving with the market.
We miss the days of going out and
They were a lot
seeing
of
everybody.
fun. You spend the day. It was a
The church showed up
activity.
and sold brownies and lemon. I mean, we miss those days. We want a mic in our hand. I mean, we're those. I mean, we want to be in front of people. We want the attention, however you want to say it. We miss those days of getting out there and getting the chuck wagon, cooking up, and getting to see everybody and shake everybody's hand and say hello. We do miss those. So when we do a loadout, what we call a loadout, after an auction's completed that evening, the next 2 days we'll load it out. We try hard to get this.
That's the social part of it at that
right.
point.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Which I'm drawn to heavily social. I mean, I know. I like people. I want to see people and speak to them, or at least try.
I love it. Reach out to Chris if you're interested in selling, buying, need help with something. He's the guy. Consult, yes. And then don't forget the little fun auctions too. Where you want to buy a hay baler or a bale of hay.
That's right.
Whatever.
Do it all.
Good deal. Thanks, Chris.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Jack.
Stay tuned. This show made possible in part by Cimarron Electric, CimarronElectric.com, and Pioneer, GoPioneer.com.